Hello, this is Shan Chandrasekhar welcoming you to another delightful part of our programming. As a part of our tribute to Indian cinema, we brought some of the finest motion picture producers, directors, actors, music directors and playback singers. Today we are very delighted to present an outstanding youngster who has made a great contribution to the film industry at a very young age, and she's become very popular all over the world. She's not only a great playback singer, she's a performer live on stage, and she's a composer, and she sings in multiple languages. None other than Jonita Gandhi. Jonita, hearty congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And welcome to ATN.
Thank you. It's so great to be here.
Well, Jonita, our hearty congratulations to you. You've excelled in whatever you have undertaken, especially our congratulations on your recent awards. The Mirchi Music Awards that you got for your recent film venture, Ae Dil Hai Mushkil.
Yeah.
What a fantastic job you did, and well-deserved award for that as well. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I was lucky to be part. I got an award for the best album of the year. I mean, I was part of it for Ae Dil Hai Mushkil, but my main award was for a song from Dangal.
Tell me a little bit about your career, because you've been rising very steadily, but it's been a meteoric rise recently. So tell us about it.
It's been a crazy ride. I didn't expect to be where I am now, to be honest. Growing up here and watching your show, I'm so happy. First of all, I have to say, I'm so happy to be here with you, doing an interview with you, because I've seen so many of these features growing up on TV, and now that I'm part of it, it's honestly such an amazing feeling.
It's such a pleasure having you.
Thank you. It's such a pleasure to be here. And yeah, it's been so much fun. All my dreams are coming true, and I feel like not many people can say that. So I feel really lucky and blessed.
You're not only popular in the Bombay film industry, but you have actually ventured into multiple languages in India, which is a great skill. You're very popular. You've got great songs in Punjabi, you've got songs in Bengali, you've got songs in Telugu and in Tamil, and in English as well, in addition to Hindi songs. So tell us about this linguistic skills and ability of yours.
Growing up, actually, even in Toronto, because it's such a multicultural place, even at local shows here, I would venture out into singing different languages. When I was learning and studying at the Ontario Conservatory of Music, I had to sing songs in Italian and sing songs in French and lots of languages. So I always found it a challenge that I enjoyed. And when I moved to India, my association with Rahman sir, I think, is what brought me a lot of more regional film projects. And Tamil is probably one of the harder languages that I had to take up. But I found it really, really rewarding, and it's really fun to take up a language that you don't know. And I don't speak these languages. People assume that I'm fluent in them sometimes, but I basically understand what I need to sing, and then beyond that, it's still a mystery.
You have 2 undergraduate degrees from the University of Western Ontario, I think.
Yes.
And one was in health sciences, and the other one had to do with business. Am I correct?
Correct, yeah.
So tell me about the strong educational background. So you had a parallel music background. So tell me about the coexistence of the two together.
I always saw music as a hobby. It was something that I was passionate about. Initially, actually, I wasn't. I was really shy, but my parents were involved in music. My dad's a musician in the Greater Toronto area. He was really popular. He still is very popular, performs a lot. So thanks to him, I would hear songs around the house. He'd be preparing songs, and I'd hear them, and I'd start humming them. And then he's the one who kind of recognized that, okay, she can sing. She has, a sense of rhythm and scale. So he encouraged me to start singing, and I was initially really shy, but thankfully, because he pushed me a few times, I discovered how much I loved to sing and dance, actually, when I was really young. So that's how that kind of blossomed for me.
So let's talk about Dangal.
Okay.
So tell me about that song.
That song, it's called Gileriyan, and it's a beautiful song. I remember when I first heard it, I fell in love with it immediately. And when I sang it, I just felt like this is so me. Like, I felt really comfortable singing the song. And it was actually a year, I think, before the film release that I sang it. And I generally don't ask what the project is, but I remember asking, so what is this for? Because I really liked the song. And they said, it's for an Amir Khan film.
Wow.
And it's releasing like December next year. And we were in October in the prior year. So over a year away. And I was like, wow, okay, I need to forget about this, because in a year, anything can happen. And I tried to detach from the song, but every time I'd go back to Pritam Das studio for other projects, even the engineers would bring up the song and tease me about it because they knew how much I loved it, and they also loved it in my voice. So, and I'd always be like, is it still happening? They're like, yeah, we don't know. And I think they just said that to make me nervous, but it ended up happening, and I was thrilled, and now I love performing that song.
Just do the first line for me. Fantastic. The breakup song from Ae Dil Hai Mushkil became very famous.
Yeah, it did.
So tell us about that.
That song also was a song that I recorded much before the film released. At the time, I had no idea what it was for. They just told me it's for, it's going to be picturized in a silent disco, which I had no idea what that was at the time. They explained to me the concept of how it'll be people wearing headphones and dancing to the same song. And it's like the first time they were presenting that concept in India. So I thought it was cool. I thought it was fun. The lyrics made me laugh. I remember when I was singing the song, I'm like, oh my gosh, is this for real? And I loved it. It was so quirky. They made me do this dialogue in the beginning, which was, I think, the most fun part for me to do, because normally people don't call me to do dialogues and stuff, because, I mean,
Do you remember the dialogue?
Yeah, of course. It's part of the song. So
Yeah.
when I sing it, I was, अंग्रेजी चिड़िया की खातिर देसी दिल मेरा तोड़ दिया, मैंने छोड़ दिया, उसे छोड़ दिया, उसके काले करतूतों ने उसका भांडा फोड़ दिया, मैंने छोड़ दिया, उसे छोड़ दिया. So basically, they were asking me to be a drama queen in the studio. So I was literally dancing in the studio and like acting out the parts, and it was just so much fun.
You know, you were so vibrant on stage when you actually performed this as well, live on stage. You did a fabulous job of this song.
Thank you.
We're going to show you a little clip from the movie itself. Take a look at it. Fantastic. Pritam Da did a music for another film, Dishum.
Yes.
So tell me about that.
That was my first release with Pritam Da. And again, when I recorded that song, it was basically when I record any song for like a feature film, I try not to ask too many questions because I don't want to get too attached, because the way things work there are things change right into the last minute. The song will not be there in the film anymore, or something will completely, like lyrics will change, or singers will change. And so, but I remember when that song was happening, again, till the last minute, I didn't know what was happening until the song was out. And then I realized, oh my gosh, the song is there, and it's me singing, and I was just really excited about it. And I think it was a new song for people to hear me in, a new type of song rather. A lot of times, until then, actually, people who have heard me sing have heard me sing more ballads and soulful stuff. I think that was kind of like, oh wow, she can sing that kind of genre as well. So I think that was a landmark song for me.
Anthem, you know, was another big hit of yours, especially Dada of the Indian film industry, Amitabh Bachchan's movie, Pink.
Yes, yes.
So tell me about it.
I was so thrilled that this song was going to be included in a film that Amitabh Bachchan Saab was going to be part of. And I mean, I'm a huge fan of his. I think I've seen him in person maybe only once or twice, and every time I get like really nervous. Yeah, the song is a very powerful song. The film is a very powerful film. It's very focused on women empowerment. So I felt really thrilled and honored to be part of that, because I feel the film is not just a film, it's a movement. So the song contributed to that movement. They used the song that I sang as kind of the anthem. It's called the Pink Anthem, and it's the anthem of the film, and we shot a video to it and everything, which I featured in.
Yeah.
So I was really thrilled that that was being used to promote the film, because I'm very proud of that project.
You were terrific in that video, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
That was great.
That was a fun 7 a.m. beach shoot, so.
Very good. You know, there's a Tamil movie, Acham Enbadu Madamayada.
Yes, you know everything.
There, you know, I think your song was Idunal or something like
Idunal,
that.
yeah.
Idunal. So just do only the first line for me.
இனிமேல் நீ என்ன செய்வாயோ.
Fantastic. You know, let's now discuss OK Kanmani, because it's A.R. Rahman, you and OK Kanmani together. So tell us about it.
Okay, Kanmani.
And Mani Ratnam.
Yeah, I was so thrilled about that, actually the most, that I was being part of a project that was the famous combination of Mani sir and Rahman sir. I mean, I think you can never go wrong when they get together. So the fact that I'm part of one of their combination films is honestly, again, a milestone for me. And the song that I sang was a really fun song to sing. It was actually already done in Rahman sir's voice by the time I had recorded it. And they decided to do a whole female version. And in his version also, I've sung like one line, Lena, like my Laila. And just from that one line in his version, I was getting a lot of feedback. And I was like, wow, people really, really pay attention to his work. And I mean, so do I, and I'm so glad that there's so many other fans in the world like me who literally listen to everything when he makes music. So, and then on top of that, I got my own version of it, a female version of that song, Mental Manadil. And it's a really fun, groovy song. Again, that song was new in terms of what I had done already for Rahman sir. I was surprised that he thought of me for that song, because I thought he'd only use me in a certain way, in that melodic, soulful genre. But the fact that I was utilized in that song, it was really fun.
Sing the first line for me.
Mana 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 mental mana dil, laka 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 pulla vaya dil, taka 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 kuttu misayil, okay in kalvanin madiyil, wow 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 wow. Mana 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 mental mana dil, laka 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 pulla vaya dil.
I've had the pleasure of having Mani Ratnam in the studio here with me.
Okay.
We both discussed about the importance of music and the background score in a film. And I want you to just listen to what Mani told me.
I think a background score for a film really underlines what has to be highlighted in the film on the audio track. And when you're making a feature film which takes in with it, a lot of silence and a lot of moods that have to be created, music accentuates what has been done visually through lighting, through performance and other things, and it sort of sets the rhythm with which you made the film.
Now, coming back to OK Janu, so tell me about your song there.
Wait, OK Janu,
yeah.
I actually sang a song in that film that I didn't sing in the Tamil version.
Right.
So the original version was called Nane Varugreen,
Yes.
and it's by Sasha Tirupati.
Yes.
And I ended up, because I do a lot of live shows with Rahman sir, I would sing that song a lot at his concerts.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's why he remembered me when it came to singing the same song, but the Hindi version.
Right.
So I find myself lucky that I got to sing different songs on each album. It's not just that I sang the same thing that I sang in the Tamil version in Hindi.
Right.
And I think Rahman sir is really cool that way.
That's a very difficult song.
Yes, it is.
Nane
Sajan
Varugreen
Ayore is what it's called in the Hindi.
Yeah. Oh, but just do that for me, because very difficult. It's not easy to sing. And I must compliment Sasha, did a very good job in Tamil as well. And she's been here in the studio with us. And and we are very proud of her because she's another Canadian.
Yes, she's another Canadian from the other coast. But
from Vancouver. Yeah, right.
So I mean, she did such a beautiful job. It was hard, I felt, for me to kind of match up to that, and I don't think I did. But I'm really glad to have the opportunity, and I had great feedback for that song. So
that's wonderful. So please do that for me.
Sure. Again, I'll just pick a random key. Sajan aayo re, savan laayo re, main puri bhigi re, man behkayo re. Nadir dina tom ta na na, nadir dina tom ta na na, nadir dina tom ta na na, nadir dina tom ta na na. Sajan, sajan, sajan aayo re, savan laayo re, main puri bhigi re, man behkayo re.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. You know, those gamags and the sangadis that you have learned in pure classical Hindustani classical music, you went to Ontario Conservatory of Music and you learned Western music. You sing opera as well, from what I understand.
Yeah, I did. I used to, not so much anymore.
Now, when you went to India, you got trained professionally in Hindustani classical music. So tell me about the two different versions, and they're both very difficult. So tell me about this.
I think they're completely different. Again, I still feel like I have a stronger background in Western classical because I took it as an elective when I was studying health science. But I took it for 2 consecutive years where I was part of a program where or a class where everybody around me were full music majors, and only a couple of us were actually science majors or whatever else majors, and just took this as an elective. But being surrounded by people who, that was their full-time thing, that was all they were studying, I think they rubbed off on me a lot, and I got a lot of experience working with them. Hindustani classical, I still feel like I know nothing, to be honest. I don't call myself trained at all, because the little that I did learn, I kind of learned the basics when I was in Canada, actually. Then when I moved to Bombay, I definitely tried to absorb as much as I could from a teacher who was recommended to me by a friend of a friend. So I did a lot of like vocalizing. I still didn't do a lot of the theory, but I'm hoping that it's not too late and that I can still pick up as much as I can.
Brilliant.
For that, because I feel it's really important to have that as a foundation.
Again, congratulations.
Thank you so
because
much.
that's the song that you just sang is one of the most difficult songs.
Yeah,
and
it's
not
actually
easy.
quite hard.
It's not easy. It's not easy. So
it's a challenge, but I remember when the NAIT tour happened, which is the A.R. Rahman North American Intimate Tour, which was in 2015. That was when I was very new in his circle for live music, for live shows. I had done only one show with him before that. And then I found out I was being called to do this tour where I would be kind of the only female singer. I had to sing all the different songs, all the different languages. And when this song was brand new at that time, Okay Kanmani was brand new. When this song made it to the set list, I was like, that's a joke. I don't think I can sing that song. I really didn't think I could do it. And I'm like, you know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna learn it, and we're gonna go to rehearsal, and then I'm gonna like do it really horribly, and then they're gonna cut the song, or they're gonna replace me. And I felt like all this insecurity, because I was like so in awe of the song, I was so in awe of the composition, I was so in awe of Sasha's singing. So, and then when I attempted it, again, I think it was a rough start, but once you kind of internalize the song, I feel like I've done that now, and it took me the rehearsals to do that, but once I did, I felt like, okay, I love the song and I love performing it. And now it's like one of my it's so rewarding to perform that song at his concerts.
Well, I have to tell you, in fact, we had the pleasure of both me and Jaya at the Sony Center for the Performing Arts. You did a fabulous job on the stage.
Thank you.
You held the show together in that Rahman show, and you almost like the sheet anchor, basically, in terms of the lead female singer. And we were very proud of you. You sang the song there.
I did.
You also sang so many other hits of Rahman, and you did a beautiful job, whether it was a slow number or a fast number, you know, tremendous rhythm, you know, slow, soft, and, you know, those kind of music. Real good variety you did, okay?
Thank you. I took that very serious. I know his fans are, you know, like, I couldn't let them down because I'm one of them, and I just wanted to work my hardest and make sure I got every pronunciation right. So I hope you understand Tamil.
Of course, yeah, your pronunciation was perfect. Your pronunciation was great. In fact, one of the finest songs that Rahman had composed that you sang, and Rahman and I discussed it actually as well, is Nenjukulle. You know, that's a folk.
We sang that there,
it's a folk song, but, you know, but beautifully composed by Rahman with beautiful music.
Yeah.
One of the finest, you know, that I've ever heard, you know. And you sang that on the stage.
Yes, and that's one of those songs that transcends language, I feel. I mean, people in the north of India, they all recognize that song.
Yeah.
He did a version with Shakti Shri on MTV Unplugged as well, I believe.
Yes,
so.
yes. And Kocharayan were the two other hits of yours.
Yes.
In Kocharayan, you know, Rajini is a very close family friend of ours, of course. And Kocharayan, you did the Hindi version or in the Tamil version or the Telugu version?
I did a song in the Hindi version.
In the Hindi version.
Yes.
What song was that?
That was called Dilchaspi, and I think that was Arijit's first song for Rahman sir.
Wonderful.
And it's, I think, lesser known fact.
Right,
so.
right.
Trivia for you all.
Right. So just, you know, do the first line for me.
Dilchaspiyan, दिलचस्पियाँ है आपको मुझको नहीं दिलचस्पियाँ Brilliant again. Thank you.
I have to congratulate you on Abija Ronak, the album with A.R. Rahman. That was the first, from what I understand, one of the first 4K video to be shot in India.
Yes,
and I think it also featured Yami Gautam as well.
It did.
The Kabil fame, of course. So your performance, your song, you know, your singing on that was just superb.
Thank you.
So tell me about this venture.
That song, I was actually with him in the conceptual stages. I remember we were in his, I think, Mumbai studio.
Right.
And just like randomly, I think it was really late at night, and he was sitting, we were both sitting on the carpet. He had his harmonium out, and he had gotten these lyrics by Kapil Sibal, Mr. Kapil Sibal.
Yeah.
And he was kind of using those lyrics to create a tune. So I don't know if I think he does both ways. He sometimes has a tune and puts lyrics to it, but in this case, we had the lyrics first. And he had this tune in mind, and we were just trying to put the lyrics to that tune, and he would just sing something and then tell me to sing it back, and then embellish it. And then I remember this tune, it was actually quite a difficult tune to remember initially for me. And then when we brought it to studio, I think I ended up recording it in Chennai. But it was like a 2 or 3 step process where I kind of dwelled with it for a while, and it changed here and there. And then I thought it was like a beautiful, beautiful melody, and it came out so beautifully. The video also was stunning. So.
Superbly
and
done.
Sir himself, Rahman Sir himself featured for a little bit in the video.
Fantastic, fantastic. Now, I had the pleasure of having Randeep Hooda in the studio here with me, and we were discussing, of course, the hit movie,
Highway.
Highway. And you had a beautiful song there, but very soft song.
Yes.
Alia Bhatt and Randeep Hooda. So tell me about that particular, again, A.R. Rahman composition.
Yes, I think that was my first film song to come out, and that was my first solo in the industry. And I think till date, a lot of musician colleagues of mine, they list that song as their favorite song of mine.
Yeah.
And it's even, I think I remember I had a conversation with Arijit Singh over text once where I was just gushing over, I think Agar Tum Saath Ho from Tamasha. And I was like, oh my God, you've sung it so beautifully and it just makes me cry. And then he's like, you are a wizard or something. He said something really funny. And he's like, I love the way you sang Kahan Hu Main, I'm your fan. And I was like, what?
Oh, wow.
And I'm like the biggest fan of his. So
That's wonderful.
And that song, I feel like I'm so glad that's part of my portfolio, because even I think it's my favorite song that I've sung for a film. Because I think it's kind of my identity. It incorporates both Indian and Western nuances.
Yeah.
And I feel that's so me, because that's my upbringing. That's just who I am as a person and as a singer. So.
That's fantastic. Just do the first line for me.
Kahan hu main, kahan hu main ab, kahan hu main, kahan hu main ab, aahein dar khushi रास्ते कच्ची बातें सच्चे वास्ते कहीं पे इन सब में कहाँ हूँ
Coming back, another big hit. Your name was associated with one of the top most successful movies in the box office, starring Shah Rukh Khan and Deepika Padukone, none other than Chennai Express. Now, what a combination! Vishal Shekhar, who are very good friends of ours, by the way, and their music, and S.P. Balasubramaniam sang,
yes.
and you sang there
Oh my
as well.
gosh, that was his comeback, I think.
So I just want you to listen to what Shekhar Ravjiani told me.
Talking about Chennai Express first, Rohit is a very, very cool guy. He's got a lot of energy in him, very happy guy, he's never stressed. So I like working with such people. I like people who are smiling all the time. I like that energy. Wonderful. And that pushes you to give out that kind of music, you know what I'm saying? So that really helped. And Chennai Express had a lot of variety of genres in it.
I've also had the pleasure of having S.P. Balasubramaniam here in the studio with me more than once. And recently we talked about this particular film and this particular song. Listen to what SPB told me.
Actually, they came to Chennai to record this song.
Yeah.
We were recording it in Rajiv Menon, the famous director and camera person, in his studio. They thought usually for any singer at that time, a song of that complexity used to take about 6 to 7 hours.
Wow.
We started around 7 o'clock in the evening, and we finished by 8:30. The recording was over.
Right.
They went on improvising, and everything was done in one take.
Right.
They came and said, "Sir, our flight is at 6 o'clock in the morning. What do you want us to do all this time?" We never thought that the song will be over so fast. So they said the word they used was, again, embarrassingly, You are a blessing for any composer and a lyricist actually. When you give so much, and we can compose anything, that's what they say.
Now, obviously you are a common denominator between all these people. So tell me about this particular song and your participation.
That song, I feel I was in the right place at the right time, to be honest. I had just come to India a few months prior, and I was visiting the engineer who was a really good friend of a friend of mine.
Yeah.
And so she connected us. She's like, listen, my friend is in Bombay, and he's part of the music industry. I had no idea he was like working for Vishal Shekhar, but I was just like, hey, cool, let's meet. I mean, he had heard my covers until then, and covers were kind of my demo until then, right? Because it was online and anyone could hear, and I could just send them links. So he thought I had a lot of promise in my voice and talent. So he invited me to see the studio. And it just so happened, I think Vishal was not meant to be there at the time, but he happened to be like come back while I was there. And he knew who I was, and I was like, what? How do you know him? He's like, yeah, I saw some videos of yours. I go, wait, how are you aren't you from Toronto? And I'm like, yeah, I'm in Bombay, you know, checking out the scene. He's like, oh, okay, cool. And they were working on this song, the title track of Chennai Express. And apparently it was meant to be a male solo until then. But at the last minute, I think the producers and the team wanted them to add in a female part so that it could be picturized on Deepika. So since I was there, and since he came back to tell this information to the engineer that we need to add something, he was like, why don't you just sing the scratch? Like, if you don't mind. And I'm like, of course I don't mind. So I went into the studio, and he gave me the female antara, and he told me to do this little tagline. He's like, say, get on the train, baby. And I'm like, so wait, should I say baby or baby? Like, do I do it in my accent? Should I baby? Should I do it in an Indian accent? And I was asking all these questions. He's like, just say it the way you would say it. And then it was, get on the train, baby. And that became the tagline of the whole film. Again, at that time, I had no idea what it was going to be used for. I think even they weren't sure, but I think it went well, the recording, and they kind of liked what I had done. So it just stuck. And a couple months later, when the song released and I heard the promos out with that get on, I'm like, oh my God, that's my voice. Get on the train, baby.
Rabta, beautiful song, unplugged, you know. What a job you did, you know.
Oh, thank you.
In that. Now, can you do the first line for me?
तुझे से किया है दिल ने बयां, किया निगाहों को जुबां, वादा वफा का किया, दिल के मकान में तू मेहमान रहा आँखों की जुबान करे है बयान कहा अनकहा. And normally this is where the chorus would come in, but in my version I brought in the old original version, the कहते हैं खुदा ने इस जहां में सभी के लिए. I feel like all of us are more attached to that version that we love from Agent Vinod, so I felt it was necessary to mesh them together.
That's lovely, you know.
किया है दिल ने बयां, कहते हैं खुदा ने इस जहां में सभी के लिए.
Beautiful piece of yours was Main Agar Kahun, which you did with Bhushan Kumar at one of the
Arman
finest
Malik.
companies in India in music business is T-Series.
T-Series.
And you did a fabulous recording, beautifully shot, and you sang so beautifully there. So,
Yes.
do you
So that
remember?
was part of a greater project called T-Series Mixtape. And it's actually still airing. They're doing an episode every few days where they feature 2 songs that we all know and love, mashed up together seamlessly. And the thing that's unique about the way they're doing it is even lyrically, they're all kind of making sense as a mashup.
Right.
A lot of times mashups happen where you just take melodic songs that melodically go well together, but here melodically and lyrically I think they mesh together so well, which I always try to do as well with my mashups. So I was really thrilled to be part of this because it's not new to me, this concept. And they paired me up with Arman Malik, who's an amazing young talent.
Right.
And we did one of his songs, which he's originally sung, called Bol Do Na Zara, mashed up with Sonuji's song, Main Agar Kahun.
Yeah. Jay and I were admiring you because you, as a young artist, started reviving the classics of Indian cinema, of great songs by Lata ji and Asha ji and Mohammad Rafi and Kishore Kumar and other people. And one such was Chura Liya. Oh, what a song that was, Asha Bhosle's song that was so popular. The nice way you did it in your own style, and I loved the way you used the acoustic guitar, nylon strings, and those guys were so good, the 2 guitarists who played for you.
Yes.
They were
incredible.
so good. And that was a beautiful piece. So tell me about that work.
So that was arranged by one of the guitarists you would have seen in the video. His name's Anton Apostolov. And I think that was his concept, actually, that specific flamenco style arrangement
Absolutely,
of Churalia.
Yeah.
So we've actually performed that version before ages ago. So we thought, why not? Let's put it down and make a video and record it and put it out for the world to hear. I think it came out really beautifully. It was a very new take on a classic song, and I think people really appreciate that. They like to hear, especially the younger generation, they like to hear songs that maybe they've heard growing up, but never really paid attention to, but now it's being presented in a way that I feel like it's more attractive to them.
Absolutely,
So.
absolutely. Again, congratulations.
Thank you.
You know, another lovely rendering of yours was Lag Ja Gale, which is,
Yes.
none other than the Nightingale of India, Lata Mangeshkar's
Lataji.
song. But the interesting part is that you had fusion, in that particular
Yeah.
piece that you did, where you mixed that with Angel. So English and Lag Ja Gale together. So tell me about that nice experiment. It was so beautifully blended.
So that project was for a program called Music Mojo, and my band actually introduced me to that program, and we wanted to do something unique for that program. So we decided, let's do mashups, because anyway, I would perform a lot of mashups live. And again, like I said, that's very me. I've grown up in Toronto, and I mean, I have all this Indian, obviously, culture and influence. So I thought, what better way than to mash up an English song and an Indian song. And Lag Ja Gale is my all-time favorite song. I think most musicians will say the same thing. It's among their top 5 for sure. And I needed to do a version of that song somehow. And then when we were rehearsing, I felt that this song was going so well with a ballad by Sarah McLachlan, who's a Canadian artist. Yay.
Right.
And it's called Angel, In the Arms of an Angel. And it's such a beautiful song, a melancholic song. So I thought, let's try mashing them together, and we just made a complete new arrangement. Again, arranged by my band, who is called the Jonita Gandhi Band, for lack of a better name right now. So yeah, and then we did 6 total mashups that were similar to that.
Have you ever played that for Sarah McLachlan?
No, I've never met her.
Yeah.
I'm such a fan. She's beautiful.
Maybe I should bring you both together one day.
That would be amazing.
That's great.
I'll sing Lag Ja Gale and we'll ask her to sing Angel. That'd be amazing.
No, that's wonderful. So just do the first line of Lag Ja Gale for me.
लग जा गले के फिर ये हंसी रात हो ना हो शायद फिर इस जन्म में मुलाकात हो ना हो लग जा गले से I love that you know the music. This song is so special to me also because I used this song to start off Sonu Nigam's concert tour in 2011, my first concert tour with him.
Yeah.
This song started the entire show.
You can sing without orchestra and you can sing with an orchestra. But it's interesting that the actual star of that song, Alia Bhatt, was called on stage to sing the song.
Alia Bhatt, correct, yeah.
When the orchestra played with her, she said, "Oh, stop that."
Oh, I remember this.
You
This was
remember?
at, I think, Mirchi last year.
Yeah.
Or the year that song
right.
had come out. Yeah.
And then she said, and she was cute, of course, but the point was that she
That was
couldn't
funny.
sing it with the orchestra. I mean, frankly, people are tongue-tied because it's usually the other way about. Singing with an orchestra is difficult. Singing without the orchestra is also difficult. You do both of them so well.
Oh, thank you.
It's wonderful. Another top song is Gia, Gia-re, Gia-re.
Yes.
What a song that was again.
I love that
That's a
song.
difficult song also.
It is. It was the song that put Neeti Mohan on the map. I remember when I heard that song, I had a big crush on her. In Canada, I tweeted at her as a fan. I was just like, wow, you sound amazing in this song. And I mean, now she's a friend of mine, so I always tell her this story that I had a huge crush, a girl crush on you when I heard this song, and she laughs about it. And I love the song so much as well because it has like a little bit of R&B inflection in it, and so I love performing that song. We did a mashup of that as well for Kappa TV.
Right.
We mashed it up with a Stevie Wonder song called Superstition. So
that's wonderful. Well, Neeti was in the studio with me, and we actually discussed that song. You mentioned about Yash Chopra's film with A.R. Rahman.
Yes.
Hum the tune for us from there.
Well, it's a very special song because, like I said, it was sung, you know, for Yash ji's film.
Right.
And so I'll just hum 2 lines from
Yeah,
there.
please.
चली रे जुनू को लिए कतरा कतरा लम्हों को पिए पिंजरे से उड़ा दिल का शिकरा खुदी से मैंने इश्क किया रे.
But I want you to do your version of it.
okay, my version with the mashup. Or
Yeah,
just?
yeah.
चली रे जुनू को लिए पिंजरे से उड़ा दिल का शिकरा खुदी से मैंने इश्क किया रे. Hey, जिया जिया रे जिया रे जिया जिया रे जिया रे जिया जिया रे जिया रे जिया ओ जिया रे जिया रे जिया जिया रे जिया रे जिया जिया रे जिया रे जिया ओ.
The way you sang a medley commencing with Zainazib, again it's a composition of Vishal Shekhar. What a beautiful song. And you did a fantastic job with that. So
Thank you.
do the first line for me.
ज़ेहनसीब तुझे चाहूं बेतहाशा ज़ेहनसीब मेरे करीब मेरे हबीब तुझे चाहूं बेतहाशा ज़ेहनसीब.
Fabulous. You extemporized the second part, which was not even in the original. That was beautifully done. It shows that you can extemporize so well.
That's something I think I learned only recently, to be honest.
Yeah, but you know, any good artist who's creative, you know, frankly, they don't have to have 2 concerts exactly identical.
That's boring. Yeah, we don't like doing that. We like making it, spicing it up a little bit.
Absolutely. So again, congratulations.
Thank you.
Now let's just come to your colleagues. You very close friends of Benny Dayal, Ash King, Neeti Mohan.
My friends.
Yeah.
They're all my friends.
Yeah, well, and you know, Udit Narayan too, they've all been here, and you've done a lot of duets with all these, you know, great artists.
Yeah, I actually came here from IFA 2017, performed with Neeti Mohan, Benny Dayal, a fabulous South singer named Hari Charan.
Yes.
But then we also had Kailash ji on the show, we had Mohit Chauhan, we had Mika Singh joining us.
Yeah,
With
they've all
the part of A.R. Rahman.
They've all been in our studio.
Wow.
Every one of them
and
has
I'm
been
so
here.
lucky to be here as well.
No, you're a great addition as well. So anyway, what can people expect from this, you know, great singer, you know, going forward?
Hopefully lots. I'm planning to continue on the path that I'm on. I'm doing a lot more for my YouTube channel. I used to do a lot more than I'm doing now because things are hectic with live performances, and I'm part of a lot of different live acts. I perform a lot with Rahman sir and Salim Suleiman, Amit Trivedi. So,
have you considered acting as well?
To the extent that it'll complement my videos, my music videos, yes. I definitely would love to explore that a bit more and do more conceptual videos where there's a bit of acting. As far as a feature film acting goes, let's see. Not really, to be honest, but let's see.
You get a lot of satisfaction out of music, am I correct?
I do, it's my life.
What about your own compositions? You know, have you been interested in that at all?
I respect people who can sing and compose as well and play instruments. I feel I'm very weak in that area, to be honest, but it is my dream to come to write it. Like, I have started songwriting. I think it's more for me right now because I feel nothing I do is good enough. But maybe one day that'll change, hopefully soon, and I'll start putting out songs that I've originally either written or composed the melody of, or had more to do with than just sing. So I'm really excited about that, and within the coming year or two, hopefully you'll see some of that.
What about in English, you know, because, you know, I know you're very good, you've already done some releases in the past.
I think in English. So I've written a couple of songs and I've put out a couple of songs, but Because I think in English, it's more easy for me to write in English. So I'm going to definitely explore that more and get together with a lot of independent musicians who are doing some amazing work in the non-film side of things. Yeah.
By the way, our congratulations. Your a cappella was really nice as well, because you had done, a nice Christmas carol as well.
Yes, with Arjun Chandy, who's an amazing vocal arranger.
Yeah,
and
but
singer.
that was very nicely done as well.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas.
Again, God bless you, and I want to wish you all the best. And I'm
Thank
sure
you
we'll
so
keep
much.
hearing more and more great things about
I hope
this great
so.
young lady, Jonita Gandhi, in the
I
years
hope
to
to
come.
make you guys proud and come back with more to share next time.
You'll do that?
I hope so.
We'll look forward to having you back in the studio. It's great having you in the studio with us.
Great to be here, really, sincerely. I'm so honored to be here, and I think it's great that what you guys do. I've been following what ATN has done growing up and watching you guys on TV, and I feel like this is the big leagues that I'm being interviewed by you yourself, honestly. I was saying that to Jayaji as well. It's such an honor to meet both of you, and I think what you guys do for our community is really commendable, and I'm glad to be part of it. And like you said, you're featuring me among such incredible talent from India and the industry, and the fact that I'm now part of the industry, I feel like it doesn't even sink in really yet. But thank you so much.
God bless you again, but we wish you all the best, okay?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you deserve every bit of praise and credit and support, and anything we can do for you.